What is it like being on a 2-on-1 date, Whitney?
Oh.
I know, I didn't mean to say that. That's when you went home.
Yep.
But honestly, what's the experience like from like the beginning until the end?
Honestly, like when I found out that I was on the 2-on-1, obviously I was really surprised. I feel like they probably saw it coming. Danielle and I didn't really. I mean, I think it's really uncomfortable, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember like the car ride there, and like, you know, you're just so nervous, like, you know, somebody's gonna go home, and like being in that situation, you kind of have to fight for time without being like overly aggressive. And I think it's a little different with Danielle and I, because we were a little bit more similar than Lee and Kenny that have like obviously drama. It's more like Chad and Alex, right?
Or even like Taylor and Corinne, your season.
Exactly.
So yeah, there wasn't as much animosity or any animosity between you.
But I mean, it is weird because, you know, you're sitting there and you kind of get to watch the other person have their time with the Bachelorette.
So painful.
It's interesting. I think it makes it harder, and I think there's a lot of emotions that go into that day, and so everything's heightened. So I think it's obviously going to be really dramatic.
Oh my gosh, I can't imagine going through that. And then I was so proud of you for the way that you stood up for yourself, and you know, Nick was kind of sending you home, and you just like you didn't play the victim or anything. That took a lot of courage.
Thanks.
I have a lot of respect for that.
Felt like I needed to say a couple things, and also at times was speechless about it at the beginning.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you dealt with that. And so then, did you get a chance to say goodbye to the other girls?
No, honestly, that was the hardest part. It was so hard.
They just sent you away.
Literally left me on the island, all by myself.
That's horrible. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's the hardest part because, you know, like the guys right now spending all the time in the house with each other and getting a slim amount of time with Rachel, like they really like form friendships in the house, and so like then, you know, you leave after being together 24/7 for X amount of time, and I think that's really hard.
I mean, you didn't even have their cell phone numbers.
I know.
How did you have a chance to, you know, because you don't have any kind of technology.
I know, we write them all down in our journals. We pass our journals around.
Stop. Yeah. That's so cute. That's like summer camp. I love it.
I know, it really was. It was like, what else are we going to do? We don't have a phone.
Oh, that's so funny. Who do you think is going home tonight?
I hope she sends them both home. I'm so over it. Like,
you're over Ken. Kenny's so sweet.
He was so sweet at the beginning, but like if there's just drama and like and anger and like all these feelings to like act out in front of everybody, like it's just like they're not mature. Like they're not mature enough for Rachel. Like it's not somebody that I wanted to see with my friend.
Okay, that's a fair point. Lee, I definitely want him to go home.
Yeah.
He is not a good guy. Well, I mean,
so you want Kenny to stay?
Definitely out of the two.
I mean,
I think that Kenny got kind of thrown into this, and unfortunately it is bringing out a semi, you know, feistier side of him, but Lee's, you know, really pushing his buttons.
I know, he really is.
He's trying so hard to like keep his cool, but I think he's really getting under his skin.
Yeah.
And I just
completely, and I think if I obviously had to pick, I would pick Kenny to stay as well.
But you think, I mean, I don't think either of them are really going to end up with Rachel. I mean, certainly not Lee, but I don't really see Kenny, and they seem more like friends anyway, so we'll have to see.
When he was FaceTiming his little girl yesterday, it was so cute, though.
It was cute. I mean,
I can't imagine that like isn't just so hard being away.
I'm sure.